All right, week 9. Don't know if I mentioned so earlier this week, bought ladybugs. Apparently that's a thing. Ladybugs eat aphids. Didn't know that. So all the pepper plants are, well, tomorrow they're 2 weeks old, so I topped them. So they look a little scraggly, but I clipped the tops and then also clipped some of the other leaves, trying to get it bushy. You don't want it tall and lean. I do have baby crickets or something, because these aren't too bad, but a couple of the other plants look like something's nibbling on it, and I saw these little tiny baby crickets. Beefsteak's doing well. It's got another one coming alongside of it. Apparently, with the tomato plants, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, you should have just one trunk going up, and then you have, all your branches coming off of it. It shouldn't split off into two monstrosities. That one's kind of iffy there, that splits off of there. Anyways, but plants are doing well. This was garden salsa. I don't know if you can actually see this little tags that came with them, but these are the two large jalapenos versus the normal size ones. So the chocolate sprinkle thing, it's doing okay. Some of them are a little runty, like these. Some of them are okay size, and then there's some that are growing, so it's starting to fruit. Hasn't been producing as much, but I think it's a little slower than everything else. Outside of this red pear, which has been doing well, but I don't see, or was there a tomato? I thought I saw it. Yeah, there is one. Finally, this one is getting some fruit on there, so it's been a little behind. Lots of blossoms, but that's the first actual tomato on this plant. So the bitter melon, which I trimmed off all the other ones based on heat and other issues, so I was poking in there, and my mom will be happy. No, not really, because you don't get to eat them, but there are some bitter melons hiding back here. Now they look like they're turning color. They could have been a little bigger, but they're a lot bigger than the other ones that I had to trim and toss. Again, the pepper, that one's been clipped and topped. That one's sprouting pretty good. This is the midnight snack. You can see the bunch that I'm hanging on that branch there. This one's been trimmed up pretty good. This branch is gonna be just crazy full of them, and that goes all the way out to here. And then up a couple, and there's another branch, and some other ones. So that's actually a sucker in there. That one needs to get pulled out. I'll do that later. It's pretty warm in here. It's almost 100. There's one of our ladybugs hanging out here. So the grape tomato. This one has been doing really well. So we got some that are ready to go. I mean, look at the size of this grape tomato. I mean, it's the size of like 2 grape tomatoes, because these are hybrids, so these are a little bigger than the normal grapes, but this one's twice as big. But there's just tons of tomatoes. So you can see the ones that are coming in on that one. And these are just starting. You see little tiny nubs there. So all of those should be pollinated. All of this is pretty much pollinated. That one's probably just straggling. Same with all of those. Same with all of those. Those at the top, I was hoping that they would fruit and then hang down a little bit and make this branch kind of droop so it's not hitting the plastic at the top, but that's 7 feet. So I tried to trim it. Same with that, but that's all fruiting. I mean, there's, you know, half a dozen hiding in there. Same with back there, and then in here, back there. So that's where that plant stops, and a whole bunch there. Some hiding in the back corner. There's about, I don't know, 40 or 50 tomatoes easy. There's this crazy cluster hiding in there. So this one's doing really well. And then this one hiding over here is the indigo rose. I think these are a little bit smaller, but there's some babies hiding back there, you know, so they're starting. This is the early girl, so there's what, 2, 4, 6 hiding out there. There's a couple starting here. And this plant's just starting to get its little growth spurt. Need to give it a little trim later, but do some pollinating. Like I said, it's hot in here. Black crown. Got a couple hiding out there, and then there's ones that are starting to pop in all over. So this one's, you know, hitting its growth spurt. This is one of the 2 Abe Lincolns. This one's been behind the other one a little bit. Thought I saw a tomato on this one. Not yet. So it's slightly behind. Which is funny because this was the bigger of the 2. This one's got 1, 2 hanging out there, and then more coming. Like I said, I have to pollinate later. There's a couple there. This one doesn't have any yet. And yeah, so here's our 2 bell peppers. Like I said, I topped all the peppers, but something's been eating the leaves. There's some other kind of funky bug. And it just took off. So I'm gonna have to avoid spraying because I'll kill off the ladybugs. So I don't see them hanging out as much. I mean, they all couldn't have escaped because, I mean, they'd have to be like really excellent flyers to figure out and get through there. Cucumber plant, the normal size one's doing okay. I've been pulling cucumber 2 off of each plant. The big one, I think it's kind of given most all it can, even though, I mean, the leaves are kind of getting dry, but it seems like after you pick a cucumber, cut it off, it seems like that little node or whatever you want to call it kind of dies off. So there are some cucumbers here. There's a big one hiding in there. And there's a pretty good size one hanging in there. I might let that one go and see what seeds I can get out of it. Yeah, so next go around, I'm not putting the cucumbers in these buckets. They seem to have a lot of issue. They seem to get plugged up and whatnot. So those will go in those blue barrels. I don't know if I talked about them on the video, but once I build one, I'll show you, because I'm trying to get one going here the next couple weeks, just to get some barrels. Other than that, that's week 9. It's hot, so I'm done.